Consciousness is a blank slate on which we create. When it comes to manifestation, it all comes down to your ability to visualize. That which you can know as real must be made so. It is your feeling state, it is your frequency that dictates your reality. The key to the kingdom of heaven is your emotion. The cause is projecting on consciousness. The effect is manifestation. All right, today we are going to talk about manifesting like a master. What does that mean? When it comes to manifestation, it all comes down to your ability to visualize. When you understand how to visualize, you learn how to materialize. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the top ways to manifest, the top techniques for visualization, and how to use your mind as creator. In particular, we're going to look at some of the top manifestation techniques from the masters, such as Napoleon Hill, who we've been teaching. Actually, I was teaching and channeling in our Manifestation Mastery Circle 2 months ago. From Neville Goddard, who I've been teaching and channeling with in our Manifestation Mastery Circle this month. And even a hint of Florence Scovel-Shinn, who, as you may have guessed it, I will be teaching and channeling and working with in our Manifestation Mastery Circle next month. So we're going to look at top visualization techniques from the masters. Plus, I'm going to give you powerful exercises to improve your manifestation skills. Why am I pumping my arms? Because what you may not have been taught is it's not enough to just watch The Secret. It's not enough just to read a book. Manifestation at the end of the day is a muscle. When you learn how to work that muscle, you learn how to work the power of the universe. And speaking of power, we are going to do the most powerful projection, manifestation, meditation together just before the end. So you're going to want to make sure that you stick around so that you can catch some exercises to work your manifestation muscles, and stick around for our powerful projector manifestation meditation. All right, so let's dive into things. First off, what's the number one mistake that people make when it comes to manifestation? They don't know how to visualize. Truth be told, this is something I, in particular, really had to work on because I have a hard time seeing things in my mind's eye. I need visual cues. I need video. I need images. I need to see things in front of me. But with practice, I have learned how to do it, and I've certainly become a manifestation master. And I'm going to tell you what we're manifesting in just a few minutes. I'm going to tell you what we're manifesting, and I literally just shut off my phone because I am expecting a miracle phone call at any minute, but I didn't want it to disturb our recording. But we can actually talk about it in terms of recording. Consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness is the silly putty of the universe, the stuff out of which we can make anything with our mind's eye. Consciousness is a blank slate on which we create. What we get to do is imprint our desire on the blank slate, on the screen of the universe. In other words, you are a projector. You are a projector of your greatest desires, which means manifestation at the end of the day is a giant loop. You've probably never heard it talked about that way. Why does it mean that it's a giant loop? Well, your desire, what comes into your heart, didn't come from you. What do you mean? Well, whether you want a race car, chocolate ice cream, peace, or whatever it may be, It came into your heart from the ethos, from the universe. You, your heart, your head are the are the greatest receiver in the universe. So you came into this by feeling a pull on your heart, which says, I have a passion for this. I have a desire for that. I really crave or like this other thing. It didn't come from you. Babies come into this world preloaded. Some of them like to run. Some of them want to play. Some of them want to go quiet and read. Some of them like chocolate. Some of them like vanilla. It didn't come from you as the parent. And it didn't come from them. It came from source, spirit, universe, consciousness. Desire starts here. It comes in here. Now it becomes our free will, our choice of what we wish to do with it. So when it comes to manifestation, a big part of it is you get to choose that. So desire comes in and then you choose, hey, I want to take action on this desire. And how do I take action? You bring it in, you send it home. You bring it in, you send it home. You then turn the projector up to the heavens and you beam this image of exactly what you want above your head or inside of you. And then it is mirrored down into the pond of your life. The expressions go, as above, so below. You put the projection up here, it comes down, you see it, and you realize it. You realize your desires as above, so below, or as within. You project it on the inside as without. So that's what we're going to be talking about, is how you can crank up that projector. So I mentioned earlier, I am waiting for a phone call, a very, very special phone call. You see, Inspire Nation is going back on the road. We went on the road last year. Oh my God, trauma and drama. Trauma and drama. That was a very challenging experience. There was COVID involved. There were fires involved. There was moving out of what was then our dream home in Colorado. Lots and lots of challenges. And so we want to go back on the road this time because we're a retreat center outside Joshua Tree for the winter and spring. We want to go back on the road, record with you live all around the country. In fact, we want to get to Mexico and Canada as well. So all across the continent, all the way up to Alaska, when we want to be recording from our rolling recording studio. So we did our homework. We looked for our RV. We came up with what exactly we wanted. And in the time we did so, it seems the whole world has changed in the RV market. The RV market is so crazy. They're running out of RVs, they're running out of generator, they're running out of this, they're running out of that. And the vehicle that we wanted seems to become a needle in the haystack. Looking for a rolling recording studio seems to be a needle in the haystack. But I have an ace up my sleeve. I know how to manifest. Jessica knows how to manifest maybe even better than I do. And so what I've been doing is going into my space capsule. What's a space capsule? A space capsule is your sacred space where you can practice your visualizations and manifest whatever you desire. You could also call it a flight simulator. To me, it's sexier to call it a space capsule because when you're in your space capsule, you see things through your window. You can project things through your window. You can, in a sense, make them real through your window because your space capsule could be anywhere. It could be here on Earth. It could be on Mars. It could be in the space in between. It could be 20,000 leagues under the sea. It is your space, sacred space from which to create. And so we've been gaining clarity and more clarity and more clarity still. And that's a key to manifestation. If you're like, Michael, get to the tools. Key number one is you need clarity. As much clarity as you can bring. So I've been watching videos. I've been reading blogs. I've been doing my research. Not to choose which vehicle I desire, but so that the vehicle I desire chooses me. You're never choosing what you wish to manifest. You're getting in the resonant frequency where what you wish to manifest manifests you into it. As above, so below means that you are the reflection of what's really going on, which gets to alchemy, which gets to vibration, which gets to attunement, which we will get to. So going back to the RV, last night I finished a teaching, channeling with Neville Goddard. Oh my God, was it amazing? We talked about all sorts of things, exercises, really cool stuff we can do. What in the world is consciousness? Took this to a whole new level, which is our manifestation mastery circle. And then I talked about a biblical story of Esau, Jacob, and Isaac. That I will be sharing with you in a little bit because there's a mystical interpretation according to Neville Goddard. And I will share that with you. With that said, for our YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope audience, you may be hearing Lumi, the kitty cat, in the background. He was a manifestation of ours at a meditation center, and he has developed a new habit, which is when we go on air, he goes from super quiet to singing because he has found there is no better time to manifest even more attention from the mommy, of which he gets a lot, than singing during a recording or live event. Lumiere is a manifestor's manifester. All right. Last night, we've done our homework, we've taught our class, and we're like, that's it. All the salespeople are saying, you've got to act now, you've got to act now. We're running out, we're out of this, we're out of that. If you place an order now, you're going to be lucky to get it by July, if not the end of the summer. Can you feel that energy in there? You never want to manifest from the energy of panic. You want to be like Henry the Tortoise and go slow. There is never a need to rush with your manifestation. Ever. Because any manifestation will be done twice as good when done at half the speed. Why? Because manifestation is all about energy. It's about getting in the vibrational frequency, getting in alignment, getting in attunement with what you desire or what desires you. And if you're trying to get into vibrational alignment and you've got this key and the key is shaky and you're trying to open the door that you want to your future, it ain't happening. Instead, we want to go quiet. We want to slow down. We want to get maybe into more of a state of play, like I continuously do. Hi there. I'm Southern Comfort. Like I continuously do with Southern Comfort, with Henry, with whomever. Get in a state of play, in a state of joy, or at least in a state of slowing down. And now you can create. So last night, I went into my space capsule and I put myself in my RV. I saw myself in our RV. I played in the RV. I experienced living life in the RV. And this isn't any RV. This is 44 feet of goodness. It's got a master bedroom. It's got a king-size bed. It's got twin decks, patio decks. It's got a 13-foot studio in it. It has a kitchen, a living room, a double sink, bath and a half. On and on it goes. I put myself in this state and I lived it. And then I went to bed. And Jessica, my wife, also known as Pookie, or she's been upgraded to the Pook Star, she challenged me. She said, you know, we're both amazing manifestors. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of tired. And she goes, and you know of Lynn McTaggart's Power of 8 because you teach it. Yeah, that's right. The more people you get together, focusing on the same intention, the more you bring it about. And she's like, well, play with me. She said, let's go into the space capsule together. And so that's just what we did. We basically led ourselves through a guided manifestation, a guided meditation of being the RV, of seeing ourselves in the RV, of high-fiving ourselves in the RV, literally all the way up through going to sleep. We had our second night's sleep, because we've done this before, our second night's sleep last night in our new king-size bed, in our new bedroom, in our new rolling home and studio. Then this morning, I got up. I went into my automatic writing. What's automatic writing? I'll tell you a little bit more before the end. This is our book on automatic writing. It's a book for turning your journaling into channeling, that's how I've learned how to channel the masters. Napoleon Hill, Neville Goddard, Florence Scovel Shinn. It's where I can communicate with the angels. It's where I can put my ideas out to the universe. It's called the automatic writing experience. You can get it at automaticwriting.com, and it's the #1 new release in channeling, in spirit guides, in angels. I went into my automatic writing this morning, which means I went quiet, did a brief meditation. I'll put that in quotes. It's simpler than a meditation. Went through a few prayers, which put myself in this sacred state. And then I got writing for the next half hour, as if I was in this RV. First, I saw it being pulled up the driveway. I saw it turned around, backed in. I saw myself, the stairs lowering, saw myself walking up, pulling on the door handle, opening the door, going inside, going, we did it, we did it, we did it. High-fiving with Jessica, celebrating, going into the bedroom, bouncing up and down on the bed, running my hands along the wood trim, running my hands on the countertop, pressing the button, extending the slide outs. And on it went, even turning on the generator. And hearing that low hum of the generator as it comes to life. Of course, it's solar, so I rarely will need to run the generator. But I spent 30 minutes losing myself in my visualization. That's when you create. Because when you have lost yourself, you have lost yourself to the future already arisen. To your future already arisen. When you lose yourself in your visualization, you get into a state of knowingness, a state of imprinting on consciousness. Basically, you've projected on consciousness, and it is now going to project the mirror image right back down to you. So I get done with my automatic writing this morning, 30 minutes of living in the new RV. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? I get done with my automatic writing. I click on my email. And guess what? I've got an email from somebody saying, I've got the RV for you. We were looking, the needle in the haystack was, we need, limiting belief, we desire for our rolling recording studio to have double pane glass, insulated glass, soundproof glass. Not to mention the fact that we have maybe the world's only traveling rooster with us in an RV who loves to sing in the morning. And so we can use all the soundproofing we've got. And I got the email saying, I've got it. And so now I've got a message back to him so that we can connect on the phone. All right, truth be told, I have butterflies about that too. My thinking mind goes, oh, well, are you too late? Could somebody else have bought it? Because we went to buy one 2 weeks ago. We were 6 minutes late. 6 minutes, quote, late. Didn't have the dual pane glass. Second one we tried to put in the order for. Also 6 minutes, 6 or 7 each time late. And we missed that opportunity. Missed in quotes. So my egoic mind and my belly are flip-flopping, going, will it work out? 1. Whenever I do my manifestation, I say, for my highest good and the highest good of all, or something better. You never know if the thing you're looking for is the ultimate thing you desire or a stepping stone. So the best way to manifest is certainly not to do it in a hurry. Again, because now you've got the jittery key and you can't put it in the door. But secondly, not to grab on too tight, because then you break the key when you're trying to put it in the lock, and holding on too tightly leads to nothing but disappointment. It's hard for the thinking mind. My mind right now is going, ooh, should I have the phone on? Ooh, is there anybody to respond to? Ooh, is everything okay? Ooh, ooh, ooh. What do I do from a manifestation point of view? I pull it back. I bring my focus back to where I desire. Because fear is a low vibrational energy. And you're an alchemist now. What's an alchemist? An alchemist is somebody that takes energy and turns it into matter, takes thought, projects it on the screen of consciousness, and it comes back made real. Arisen from the pond of consciousness or the pond of awareness. That's what you're doing. And so it is all about the energetic state that you get yourself in. And when you go, oh, I don't know if it's going to work out, and I don't know, and I don't know. And believe me, my mind wants to go there. Right now, in the middle of this interview, this middle of this talk with you, my mind would rather be worrying than it would rather be, in a sense, being with you. That's craziness, because this is my sweet spot. This is what I like more than anything else. Of course, I'd love to do it in our new rolling studio RV home. Woohoo! While that seemed goofy, that's actually the point. Which is, I can go to that sense of fear, of worry, of concern, of, is this going to work out? Which doesn't manifest a darn thing at best, or manifest the exact thing that I'm worried about at worst. Or I can go to the state of creation, the state of excitement, the state of joy, the state of it's here, the state of gratitude, the state of woohoo, which you can check out our other shows, came to me out of my first near-death experience. I never had my woohoo beforehand. And that is this state of joy from the universe, from blank slate consciousness. So what does this all mean? It means that either after this, I may have an email, I may have a phone call, I may have a text message, and the RV that we're desiring will be ours today, which is even earlier than the timestamp I put in my manifestation work. Or it won't. Woohoo! And something better will. That's part of the key to this game, is not holding on too tightly where you can't get your key in the lock. So, how do we bring our attention back? How do we gain clarity on this? You may hear now Sir Meowsers in the background, who is truly the ultimate manifestation kitty cat, because he has learned with his claws that if he imprints his claws on consciousness, also known as ripping stuff up, he can have anything he desires. It'd be kind of cool when we have a recording studio with closing doors. It will be interesting at that time. So what we want to do, and I can't actually think of a single teacher, I'm sure there are many, but I have not heard a single teacher say this. No, Neville Goddard in his own way had it going on. Neville really had it going on. We get to practice visualization. We get to practice for 5 or 10 minutes a day. Practice bringing something into our lives, bringing a situation into our lives, bringing a place into our lives, bringing a person into our lives, time-stamping something, and bringing that temporal state into our lives. And I'm going to give you 3 exercises at the end to do just that. So stay with us. You're doing great. But at the end, before we go into our projection manifestation meditation, where we're going to project onto the universe together and do it as a group intention setting meditation, which is going to 10x your power of manifestation. But I'll give you these practices in this meditation at the end. We get to practice for 5 or 10 minutes each and every day, making what's in our mind real. Why is it so important to practice? Because our mind likes to throw stuff out. You can't have that. You can't do that. That's not possible. You know you're going to get that negative phone call. You know you're going to get a rejection. Be realistic. That's what our mind has been trained and entrained to do. Since our earliest days, neurons that fire together, wire together, means we were taught to be realistic. We were taught be realistic. Neurons reach toward each other, be realistic. They reach toward each other, be realistic. They start to attach, be realistic. The connection between our brain cells grows strong, be realistic. We create a myelinated superhighway of objectivity. What's a myelinated superhighway? It means thoughts going faster than the speed of light. Well, they can't go faster than the speed of light. Look up precognition and Dr. Dean Radin, or precognition and all of the studies that have been done out there. We can actually go faster than the speed of time. Time's not actually real. There isn't actually any speed of time. So therefore, faster than the speed of light with our thoughts with myelinated superhighway. We are literally letting go of the hot potato before it's even hit our hand. It's kind of cool, all of the studies. Science-based Six Sigma studies and beyond. Really, really cool. So, our mind is trained in objectivity of saying, this is real, what's in my mind is not. And that's actually backwards. Quantum science says what's in your mind is real, and this desk is not. This desk is only made real by the viewer, by consciousness itself, by your I am nature. You as the projector, as the observer, create the desk. We can use that little tidbit of information from quantum science to begin to manifest anything by kicking out the objective mind. I can give you every reason under the sun why I would not get the phone call I'm looking for, or before today, why I would not even get the email that I got this morning. Every reason in the world. It's going to be too hard to find. It's a needle in a haystack. It is rare. You need to compromise. You need this. You need that. No, man, I got a rolling recording studio. I want soundproofing, and I want lots of it. I want what I want because that desire did not come from me. It's a wheel. The desire came into my heart. I will project it back up above, and it will be projected down back into the pond of the universe. Woohoo! If we go to the law of reversibility from Neville Goddard, the thought creates the thing creates the thought. Energy creates heat can create energy. A state of joy can create an outcome. The rolling studio we desire, the rolling studio can create the joy. The emotion create the state can create the emotion. That's the law of reversibility. When you get this down, you understand there is no objective state. There are no rules. There are no limitations. That which you can know as real must be made so. That which you can know as real must be made so. That's the law of cause and effect. The cause is the knowing. The effect is it made manifest. The cause is the knowing. The effect is that which you desire and know to be true and real made manifest. Which means we get to play up here or in here, get in our space capsule 5 or 10 minutes each and every day. For when you understand how to visualize, you understand how to materialize. When you understand how to visualize, you'll know how to materialize. This is what you're doing. You're materializing matter out of thin air. So, let's go to your space capsule for a minute. This is something Napoleon Hill talked about when we taught our class. Oh, if you do the Manifestation Mastery Circle, you get all the recordings of our past classes as well. It's like $7 to try and $28 to continue. But you get all of the classes from the Manifestation Masters, from Napoleon Hill, from Neville Goddard, coming up from Florence Scovel Shinn. Taking a deep breath here. When you work on your visualization, do not see it, but be it. This is such a key understanding from all of the masters. Do not see it, but be it. What does this mean? It means that almost all of the manifestation work we've done, almost all of the visualization work that has not worked out was because we didn't fully embody the frequency of that which we desire. Remember, the thought becomes the thing becomes the thought, the emotion becomes the state becomes the emotion. Not observing the emotion becomes the state, and the state becomes the observing of the emotion. In other words, you can't observe yourself being happy for having your RV and then get your RV. You must have that ecstatic state of having it. And then it will produce the result. Everything has an energetic frequency to it. You may have heard the story of Boy Scouts marching on a bridge, and the bridge collapsed. It's kind of a sad example. Why would a bridge collapse when little kids are marching across it? Because they hit a resonant frequency. In fact, you can go and look online at suspension bridge collapsing. Not that you want to do this on YouTube. And what you'll find is there is a resonant frequency of the wind. And where even a gentle wind can take out a suspension bridge because it got into attunement or vibrational alignment, harmony, if you will, even though that's not a harmony that we desire. But there is a harmony that unlocks the door to whatever future you desire. And that harmony comes from putting yourself in that state. We must get into the feeling state. The key to the kingdom of heaven is your emotion. Visualization, in essence, is not visualization. Visualization is emotionalization. And I don't even know if that's a word, but by God, it gets to be, if it isn't yet. Emotionalization. Getting yourself to the feeling state. Because it is your feeling state, it is your frequency that dictates your reality. Your frequency dictates your reality. When we get into the frequency of the RV is already here. And I have a conversation in my mind's eye with Jessica. We're high-fiving. We're talking about how we just saw, past tense, it coming up the driveway. We're now doing a visualization where we saw something in past tense. That is a knowing. And that requires it to take place. If you can truly know it and see it as it is already taken place, and you're having a discussion about that in your mind's eye, in that emotional state, then that is required by the law of the universe or something better. Yeah, but Michael, I'm doing that and it's not taking place. Then the knowing or the emotion is missing. Either you're going back to the objective state. You can walk on water. I can walk on water. If I know it to be so, and I get to the feeling state where it has already taken place. So here's the trick. on some level, I don't really believe I can walk on water. So what I do is I practice visualization. When I get to those limiting beliefs, I kick them out. I practice visualization. When I come to those limiting beliefs, I kick them out. I make my space capsule sacred. And I kick out everything I don't believe. And I raise my frequency up and up and up until it is in vibrational alignment with what I desire. Remember, no emotion, no result, plain and simple. And the emotion does not come from watching the event. It comes from being in the event. It doesn't come from watching Jessica and myself getting into the RV. It comes from looking through my mind's eye at myself getting in the RV. That generates the emotional state that I desire. So what does that mean? It means we get to be daydreamers again. We get to play again. As kids, we were great daydreamers. We played make-believe, which is actually the greatest skill in the world to learn. If you have a child, encourage make-believe with everything you've got, because that is a skill. Why do kids do make-believe? Because when they learn how to create with their mind's eye, they become unstoppable for life. They become incredibly powerful. They become the leaders rather than the victims. When we stop their ability to create, when we stop their daydreaming, we put them in a victim role where others who can create are dictating their lives rather than them dictating their own. So we get to go back to daydreaming each and every chance we can and play with that which is not real until it is arisen and made known. That's where we get to play. So our best man, Jack, who's 89 years young, when he was our best man at our wedding, he would wake up each morning, prop up a pillow, and go into this dreamy state where he would create his reality. It was brilliant. I got up this morning, and before I even did my automatic writing, which I told you about, I put a pillow under my knees because I know I fall asleep on my sides. I don't really fall asleep on my back. I put a pillow underneath my knees, and I got into this la-la state of half conscious, half not conscious. It's called the hypnagogic state. We teach you how to get there in automatic writing. Super simple. I got into this half here, half not here state. And that's where I got to play and create and allow this daydreamy world and vision to appear before me. That state is where you are half here, you are half on the other side of the veil. In other words, you have grabbed a paintbrush and you are painting on consciousness itself exactly what you desire. Then I went to my automatic writing, and in my automatic writing, wrote out the entire story, the entire scenario, as if I'm living it. So I've got once, right when I wake, I'm putting in myself in this dreamy half-awake state. Actually, second, I put my feet on the ground as I get out of bed, and I realize I'm putting my feet down in the RV. I feel the ground beneath my feet, the carpeted floor in the master bedroom. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I've given thanks. And so let's see, that was 1, daydreaming in bed. 2, imagine that I'm getting out of bed and put my feet on the floor. 3, giving thanks. 4, going into my automatic writing. How many different times and how many different ways can I anchor this knowing in? 5, I guess, was the night before, going to bed with Jessica, putting ourselves in bed in the RV. 6, I got to watch while setting up for this. In between setting up, I was bouncing back and forth to videos on this RV, how to take care of it, how to adjust this, what you need to do, and putting myself in the video in my mind's eye, as if this RV is already real, because it is. It's already here. It's just a matter of whether it shows up today, tomorrow, or the next. Time's not real. E equals mc squared. Time is the fourth dimension. Time is really a point, the now. Which now do we choose? We've got a whole video on that. But with that said, your future is already here in your mind's eye. This is called the future self. Neville calls it the future state. We can take a slide rule and go to wherever we want in this future state, where the RV is already real, where whatever you desire is already real, and play in that state. So with that said, I'm going to give you 3 exercises in about 5 minutes. Before I do that, I want to talk with you about a biblical story. Now, if you're not a Bible kind of guy or gal, I get it. I'm not really myself, but I thought it was really cool from Neville Goddard. And so you could skip ahead past this thing, but I think it's really, really cool. Neville says that the Bible is really an Eastern mystical document filled with stories that we can relate to help give us messages. And it uses what I call the 3 S's: signs, symbols, and synchronicities. How does the universe speak with us? Signs, symbols, and synchronicities. And so, the Bible is filled with Eastern mystical signs, symbols, and symbolism. Why am I saying Eastern? Because we have different interpretations in the West of things than in the East. As I was teaching in last night's Manifestation Mastery Circle, when we say something is on the rocks here in the West, that means it's falling apart. It's in big trouble. When we say it's on the rocks in the East, it is stable and on solid ground. Completely different. So he talks about the story of Esau, Jacob, and Isaac. And to give you the briefest version of the story, there's a rich herder by the name of Isaac, older wise man, who has amazing wealth, amazing resources, amazing flock. And he's got 2 sons. And because the Bible is really geared towards male, and that's kind of a bummer. But because and I guess it was because of a certain time and space, but still, not picking on the Bible. But what I am saying is, where are the girls? Where are the women in this story? So we've got 2 sons, Esau and Jacob. And he is going to give his inheritance to his eldest son, Esau, who's a really hairy guy. We'll call him Esau the ape. And so Isaac, who I didn't mention, he's blind, is going to give, and he tells Esau, I'm going to give you everything that I have. The kingdom of heaven is yours. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. And Esau goes, woohoo, that's great. We need to celebrate and have a party. And to do that, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go get us a goat for slaughter so that we can all celebrate. We're going to call in all friends and family and celebrate my getting the keys to the kingdom. And so Esau heads out stage left. Jacob, smooth skin, kind of sly, kind of slippery, goes, I wonder if I can get me this kingdom. And he goes and he gets a sheep from the flock and kills the sheep, takes the skin with the fur, the cotton on it. What would you call it? Sheep hair? And he wears the sheep skin. And he goes to his blind father. And he says, it is me, Esau, or it is me, Isaac, your son, Esau, your eldest son, I have returned. Please bestoweth upon me the kingdom and all of its riches. And Isaac says, come closer, son, so that I may feel you. Because he's blind. And so Jacob comes closer, and Isaac reaches out and feels how could this be possibly true? Feels the fur from the lambskin on his arms and says, it is you, Esau. I now bestow my entire kingdom on you. Let this word seal my promise. and let it be binding for now and ever. No one may ever question this. My kingdom is now yours. And at that moment, Esau returns with a goat to find he has just been tricked out of his inheritance. And my guess is he was pretty unhappy about it. So what does this story mean? Is this story really a reward for trickery? No. Let's look at the mystical interpretation according to Neville Goddard. Mystical interpretation. Esau is our objective reality. He is the thing that we need to chase. I must hunt and get me a goat. That's the objective reality. I need to go and get something for this to take place. I need to have something, do something, be something, get something in order for what I desire to take place. And if you've learned one thing from today, that's not how we get anything. We get anything and everything by projecting onto the blank state of consciousness. What's the blank state? Isaac, he's blind. It's completely blank. Jacob knows this. And he gets himself in the feeling state of being the furball known of Esau. Isaac says, come closer so that I may feel you. And then you may have the kingdom of heaven. In other words, once Jacob was in the feeling state of already having the kingdom, already having the inheritance, it was his. So, in all of your manifestation work, throw out a goat so that the objective mind will go chase something, anything, kick it out of this space capsule, eject it with everything that you've got. And then play in the Jacobness, play in the feeling state of making it more real than real. That brings us to a few last points, then we're doing our practice and our meditation. Get to a state of hypervisualization. What is hypervisualization? Hypervisualization is where something is more real than real. In all the manifestation work that I have been doing, I have been knuckle dragging. What do you mean by that? You're skateboarding? No, I am taking my hands and dragging them along the countertop in the kitchen, dragging it across the bed, dragging it across the sofa, dragging it across the kitchen table, feeling my fingers on the latch that opens the door. I have been touching and putting my oily, hopefully not so oily, fingerprints on everything in my new RV. I've been looking at the welds or how the faucet screws into the countertop, at my double sink, running my hands on the stainless steel. I am tactily feeling everything to where it is more real than real. And then I am following the breadcrumbs. This gets back full circle to the beginning, where if you hold tight, first off, you're not in a frequency of allowing anything. And you may understand that this is a Hansel and Gretel game of breadcrumbs. Do not fight it. Do not force it. Instead, get yourself into the highest vibrational state you can and play with your muscles. Your future's already here. It's already waiting for you. All you have to do is get into attunement, get into the vibrational frequency where it exists. The vibrational frequency doesn't exist in a state of desperation. It doesn't exist in a state of I must have it now. It doesn't exist in a holding on tight. It exists in playing in Romper Room, in playing in your space capsule, in playing in your trampoline, and going into a state fair where there's like an inflatable castle where you can bounce up and down inside of. Playing in that state is where you create. Yeah, but Michael, I'm really struggling. That's okay. It's okay. But leave it outside the door when you go into your space capsule. Leave your worries and concerns. Leave your Esau nature, chasing those goats. Leave them outside the door and go inside and play with all the Jacobness you can bring so that you can bring that feeling state to Isaac consciousness and you can make it real. All right. Let's do some 3 quick practice exercises, or I'm going to give you 3 practice exercises, and then we're going to wrap this up with the most beautiful projector manifestation intention, group intention setting meditation. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? All right, 3 exercises I would like you to practice. First off, and these come directly from Neville Goddard, so I don't want to steal credit for these. I don't want to steal credit for anything. It's all consciousness. However, Neville Goddard, first exercise, the blessing of a thing made real. Go into your space capsule and practice for 5 or 10 minutes a day. Something as simple as seeing a chair, feeling a chair, touching a chair, examining a chair. Hypervisualization of how they chiseled the chair or how the chair was manufactured. Flip the chair upside down. Look at a stamp if there is one at the bottom. Look at the wood. Look at the grains of the wood. Look at how it was painted or stained. Or in our case, the blessing of a thing made real is seeing the RV, feeling the RV, touching the RV, hugging, if you could, the RV, feeling the metal on the RV, feeling the outside of the RV. I want you for this blessing of a thing made real, 5 or 10 minutes each and every day in your space capsule. To feel it, touch it, taste it, see it, believe it, hear it, smell it, that it is real. So that is a perfect way to start with the blessing of a thing made real exercise. Next one, the blessing of a place made real. Neville Goddard talks about in his book, Resurrection, a brilliant book, a very meaty read, which is why I recommend taking our Manifestation Mastery Circle, where we kind of give you the abridged and updated version, since I channeled Neville for it. But in a Resurrection, he talks about, with the blessing of a place made real, going on a cruise in your mind's eye and looking back from the cruise, being on the deck of the cruise ship and looking back at New York City, for instance, as it grows further and further and further away. That looking backwards in time links you in, lets go of doubt, and puts you in the most powerful feeling state. So again, going back to us, could be us in the RV driving out of here and seeing the retreat center as we're going a little bit further and a little bit further away. We are in a place watching back to another place. Or it could be that we put ourselves outside of a national park and we look through our mind's eye back at the national park. So pick a place. Make it real in your mind's eye. Live in that place. Experience that place. Key thing, if you do the chair exercise, do something that's fun and exciting, something you'd really like to bring in. If you do this exercise, the blessing of a place, pick some place that is fun and exciting for you. And then the third one, because it's all about emotion, the blessing of a time made real. Go to a specific day, month, and year that you desire and live in that place. For us, for me, it's been May 31st, 2021, the day that I saw our RV come up the driveway. Even though I'm saying it in past tense, even though it's technically future, we can call that future past. There's future present, there's future past, because time is not real. But I put myself in May 31st, 2021, and I saw the RV come up the driveway. And by playing it as if it has already existed, it becomes real. Pick a time and space, particularly that time, that matters to you, and live in that time and watch the magic chase you down. Maybe it's a future wedding. Maybe it's a future job that you got. Maybe it's the birth of your first child. Woohoo! That would be awesome. Thank you, angels. Thank you. Thank you. Make it real. Practice these 3 exercises. The blessing of a thing made real, the blessing of a place made real, the blessing of a time made real. And you will bring these blessings into your life. So last couple things, and then we are going to take you into this projection meditation. First off, if you want to learn how to manifest at a really high level and to do it with your angels and guides, because you don't need to go it alone. The Automatic Writing Experience is a book all about manifestation. It teaches you how to connect with your angels, how to connect with your guides, how to hear your purpose, your path, your direction, how to get in touch with what is that desire inside of you. And then step by step, how to bring it into this hypnagogic state and draw it into your life, which is really drawing you to your future self. What is automatic writing? At its simplest, it's a process where you go into ceremony. You go quiet. You put your pen to paper, and it starts writing about you and for you instead of being you. What does that mean? Journaling is a being you. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I want, I, me, my. Automatic writing is you get to have this. You get to do that. Here's what's going on with you, dear one. As Einstein said, you can't create from the level of energy from which the problem was created. Automatic writing takes you out of your thinking mind. It puts you into consciousness. It puts you into your inner world. It puts you into your inner wisdom. It has you in direct communion with God, Source, universe, angels, whomever or whatever you believe at the highest level. Specifically, you can talk with the Akashic field. You can talk with the Akashic masters. You can certainly talk, there are whole chapters on this. You can talk with loved ones who've passed on and crossed over on the other side. You can talk with any master you desire. You put pen to paper and the pen starts writing for you. It's the coolest thing in the world, which is why it's called awe. It's like, holy smokes, awe. So you can get awe at Amazon. You can get awe with tons of bonuses at automaticwriting.com. I used to say get 3 copies of awe. Now I'm really crazy. And I say get 4 copies of awe. Get 1 to teach yourself how to channel and how to manifest at the highest level. Get a second one for a loved one so they can learn it themselves. And you can keep that copy for yourself because I'm sure you're a generous person. Get a 3rd copy for somebody who is desperately in need. Someone who's really struggling or wearing a dark cloak of heaviness. Because automatic writing is a frequency game. Even before the words start to flow, and they always do quite quickly, but even before then, you're starting to feel better and feel better and feel better still because you are getting in a higher resonant frequency. What's manifestation? It's frequency played at the highest level. Music played at the highest level creates. When you gift this to somebody who's in a dark state, I've had people who are clinically depressed, PTSD, OCD, every trauma under the sun, or simply severe fears, worries, and anxieties. When they dive into awe, it's all lifted. They get to a higher state. They feel much better. So you can literally help change somebody's life by gifting them awe. And then that 4th copy, which may be the most important of them all, give it to your local library. Gift one to your local library wherever you are, so that they may give the gift of awe to one person after the next person, after the next, and after the next, so that Everyone can learn how to connect with spirit. Everyone can learn how to connect with God, which is really consciousness. And everyone can learn to manifest at the highest level. Because at the highest level, manifestation isn't about, I want this thing for me. It's about, how can I use my life to transform the world? This rolling RV that I am so excited, this rolling studio, is certainly our peace train, is our magic carpet, but is also our vehicle to help shift consciousness and shift the world. So again, you can get it at automaticwriting.com with tons and tons of bonuses. You can certainly get it on Amazon. And of course, you can bang on your local bookseller's door, because I want to support our local bookshops and ask them to get in a whole small armada of copies. With that said, 2 last things, and let's dive in. Actually, I was going to share about bypassing the thinking mind. I believe we've already done that. But going back full circle to me, waiting for a call. When your mind goes to that state of worry, bring it back to a state of, what do I want? Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it. And I'm not sure if maybe I'm too late. And I'm not sure. What do I want? I want the RV. And I'm not sure if, what do I want? I want that rolling studio. And I'm not, what do I want? Ask yourself that. Make that your mantra, or make gratitude your mantra. Thank you for my RV. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So either what do I want, or thank you, thank you, thank you, takes you out of that low vibration, objective state thinking mind. And then remember the law of cause and effect, because we've got this. Well, you don't. Others did before they listened to this. Got it backwards. The law of cause and effect. The cause is projecting your desire on consciousness, to getting the biggest movie projector you can, being it, not seeing it, and projecting that state of being onto consciousness, the blank slate of consciousness, and the effect is manifestation. The cause is projecting on consciousness. The effect is manifestation. Or the inner creates the outer, as within, so without. So before we dive into a meditation, if you like what you heard today and you want this at an even deeper level 4 Wednesday nights a week, come join us for our Manifestation Mastery Circle. Only $7 to try, $28 a month after that. For $7, you get our whole collection of all of our Napoleon Hill collection of classes, our Neville Goddard collection of classes, and coming up live with us and with your homies, Florence Scovel Shin, talking about the game of life and how to win at it. Hint, it's not what you think, but it's something even greater. You get all that for $7, 4 Wednesdays a week, plus every recorded class up till now, with your homies, with your friends. I'm playing at a high vibrational level. What does that mean? It means you probably feel good. If you made it this long in the video, you feel pretty good, because I'm playing at the level of energy, which means what you just experienced here is an attunement. I'm getting you to a higher state, not a marijuana higher state. That's actually a depressant. But I'm getting you to a higher vibrational state from which you can create, from which you see a glimpse of who and what you truly are, which is greatness, which is love, which is God, which is consciousness, which is you. And so you will leave every Wednesday night. We do a group intention setting meditation at the end. You will leave every Wednesday night on fire and attuned for the next week ahead. And then we boost you back up, and then we boost you back up. And what happens is, the more you stay in this upper room, the more you attune to it, the more that you get a fix on it, the more you stay there on your own, the brighter your light grows, the more you change your world, the more you change the world of everybody around you, and the more you change the entire world. Am I idealistic? No, I know this to be true because it's a frequency game. And so come play with us every Wednesday night, 4 Wednesdays a month, at the highest frequency you can, and we will attune you to the upper room. Link for that is inspirenationuniversity.com. Again, inspirenationuniversity.com. All right, let us finish now with a projector meditation. And first, I'm going to take a couple deep breaths, and you might do that yourself. Take a few deep breaths. Shake things out. Shake your shoulders out. Shake your head out. Shake your arms out. You could go, And now what I'd like you to do is sit comfortably and relaxed. We're going to get into a state of heart coherence together, because this is a powerful group intention setting meditation. I'd like you to imagine that everyone who is watching this, past, present, and future, is here with you around the most magnificent campfire. And here around this campfire, everyone is in the most beautiful giant circle under the stars, a blissful evening in the high desert, Joshua trees in the distance, pure silence, pure spirit, pure bliss. And you reach out a hand to the person to your right. You reach out your hand to the person to the left. You can feel yourself connected to each person around you in a giant circle, as if we are a reflection of the stars up above. And each and every one of you, each and every one of us, is a star. We breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. Now, as you continue to breathe in and out, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Not only are there stars above, not only are there stars all around you, but you are a star. Yes, a superstar. Your sun, your heart, emits a frequency, emits a vibration. And under the right microscope or device, you'll see it emits pure light. It is that light that projects your life onto the movie screen of consciousness and creation. And so we're going to warm up that projector a little bit before we set the most powerful intention we can. So I'd like you to breathe in now into your star, into your heart, and breathe out through your star. Into your star and out through your star. And into the heart and out through the heart. With each breath in and out, you see that sun, you see that heart, you see that star in, growing brighter and brighter. You breathe in, it's growing brighter. You breathe out, it's growing brighter still. So let's just take a minute and focus on making our sun, our heart, on seeing it glowing so incredibly bright, it illuminates the entire desert. In and out, growing brighter still. In and out, even brighter. In and out, growing that magnificent light. In and out. Now that your sun, your star, your light is growing so incredibly bright, I want you to put an image on your heart and blast it up to the heavens. Project it on the sky up above, on consciousness itself. So ask yourself, what do I truly want? It can be anything. What do I want? And now I would like you to take whatever it is you want, and I would like you to embody that in your heart. Impress it into your heart by feeling it, by visualizing it, by knowing it to have already been made true, by everything we have talked about here today. Get in that feeling state and emotionalize it with everything you've got. Can you feel it? Can you see yourself in it, being it, not seeing it? Can you hear from the experience? Can you touch? Can you taste? Can you live it? And now, for the greatest magic of them all, can you turn your heart light, that starlight from within, turn it to the heavens and beam yourself up into the stars itself and live the experience up in the stars, whatever that means to you. Project yourself in the experience up into the movie screen of the heavens. Live it, see it, feel it. Be it, experience it, know it to be so. When you can know it to be so, when you can kick out your Esau's, kick out your worry, kick out your concerns, and live in this heavenly state, whatever you desire is already made manifest, is already arisen. Neville Goddard calls it the resurrection. When whatever you desire is already arisen in the stars, in heavens, it is so by command. And so, I want you to stay in this state of consciousness for as long as you desire. I want you to come back to this state of consciousness every chance you can. Play in this group circle. Play around this campfire. Play beneath the heavens. Play beneath the stars. Realize you are a star. You are the creator. You are consciousness itself. And it is made so. So I love you guys so much. I want to wish you the most beautiful day ahead, the most beautiful week ahead, the most beautiful call into creation, whatever you desire, life ahead. Of course, come back for our next event as well. And above and beyond all else, shine bright. Woohoo! Before you go, if you love this video, be sure to subscribe. Click that link below. Click on that red bell icon to be notified of upcoming shows, YouTube premieres, live events ahead. If you're on YouTube, click here to check out our latest videos. Big thumbs up if you like this. Share. Love you guys so much. Shine bright. Woohoo!